Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the NC State versus Pitt college basketball matchup on Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we give out at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK, get 15% off. Of course, we also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls. If that's you, go ahead and text the number that you see on the screen for the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. Of course, you can only get these by texting that number. So if you make big bets, go ahead and text. But let's get to this one. NC State taking on Pitt. It's a big one in the ACC. Of course, the ACC looking like they're not going to get a lot of bids in the NCAA tournament, at least at this point. There's still some basketball to be played across all the conferences, so we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But, I think that for these two teams, probably not a lot of chances left as Pitt enters this one 14-8 on the season. NC State at 15-7. Both these teams have had chances against the big boys. Pitt has certainly taken advantage of that, beating Duke, so they have the big win on the resume. They also have some bad losses on that resume, and NC State same as well. They've had some chances and have not been able to take advantage of some of those as well. When we look at what have you done for me lately is what I usually like to call it as we look over their recent games. These teams haven't met each other since 2022, but Pitt comes into this one playing solid basketball, winning 4 of their last 5. The loss came at Miami. The wins, Notre Dame, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, and Duke. And of course that followed up on 2 games before that where they went where they hosted Duke and got absolutely slaughtered. So, that is college basketball for you. And a lot of people say, well, at home and road, whatever. And then explain how Pitt gets killed at home by 20, and then they go to Cameron Indoor and beat Duke. It's just the way of the world. Meanwhile, NC State, winners of their last 2, beating Miami and Georgia Tech, but not sure that's going to be good enough on the heels of losses to Virginia Tech, Virginia, and Syracuse. Wins over Wake Forest and Louisville, and of course that big loss against North Carolina. They do have a win over Virginia, who is a team they'll likely be competing with for an NCAA tournament spot if they can even get to that point. But both these teams, like I said, it is kind of that time of the year. When we look at Pitt, it's pretty obvious. It is the shooting that has been the problem. The offense just really not getting it done. 3-point shooting, kind of middle of the pack, 34.3%. And for NC State, they play a pretty decent defense, but, against the threes, they have not been able to defend all that well. And when it comes to defensive rebounding, can only be summed up in one word, and that is yuck. It has been absolutely terrible. And, the thing is, they're up against a Pitt team that is a high-effort team, high-motivation team that does pound the boards. The NC State offense, just not a lot to speak about there that in the positive light either. I think Pitt's defense has actually been the better story here, especially guarding the perimeter. And, of course, on the defensive boards, Pitt's done a nice job there as well. I think that, it's just one of those situations where it just all points to NC State on the surface if you look at the game. But really, the numbers say Pitt. I'm going to take Pitt, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help get you on the most favorable bets on the board today.